What is up, everybody, man? Welcome back to a new video, and we're about to start another part on here. So remember when we were doing the STI swap, when we were working on the rear diff, I did tell you guys that we were going to revisit the rear diff carrier. This is that video where we're going to revisit that whole situation. So let's take a look at the bench so I can show you guys exactly what we're going to be dealing with on today's video. Let's get into it, dog. All right, fam. So what we got here is the Torque Solutions rear diff carrier. So now I know what you're saying. Said, man, look here, MoJo, didn't you already get the little the bushing kit for this thing? And yeah, I did, but then I thought about something. So I got that right here. This is the one I was trying to put in and had an issue with putting it in, but now I think I figured out a way to get it in there, which I'm going to show you guys. That's probably will make this a whole lot easier of a job. But the reason why I went with not the stock one, but I wanted to go with this one just for the simple fact that, okay, when you do upgrade this thing with that bushing upgrade, you're only really putting the bushing in on the passenger side. Well, that's not the passenger side, it'll be the driver's side. So it'll be on one side, which is this side. You got to understand that this right here is still rubber. It's not the same material as this that's helping to support it. So I figured if I'm going to go ahead and revisit this again, I want to get something a tad bit more solid so to have upgraded bushings on both sides. So basically we're going to be dealing with the same thing on both sides. So that's here, same thing. Over here, it's going to be the same thing as well. So without any further ado, we're going to get underneath the car. And I'm going to show y'all what I'm hoping is going to be the trick to getting this thing done. Because remember the last time when I actually did that upgrade, I had a whole bunch of difficulty. And I knew people was just screaming at me in the video, hey man, why don't you do this? Why you ain't do this? So I'm going to try this out and see if this works. So let's get underneath the car and let's get everything taken out and set up and prepared to try and get this thing in there. Hopefully without too many issues. So let's get under the car and get it going. All right, fam. So here we go. We are underneath the car here. So let me tell you my plan of attack here. So my plan is going to be to loosen up the two rear diff bolts up here at the top. So we're going to loosen up those two bolts up there. Once we loosen those off, quite a few threads to give it a little bit so it can kind of allow the diff to move forward a little bit. I think it'll make it a little easier to line that up and to get it in, to get the that new carrier in there. So once I loosen that up, I'll loosen those up too, and then the bottom ones, and kind of get all of that stuff out of there. So let's get that cracking. All right, fam. So I got the diff supported right now. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loosen up those two bolts like I told you I was. If I can find my wrench, there we go. So of course, all of these are 17s. So we're gonna loosen this guy off of here. Shoot. So let me go get a breaker bar. Try and do this without doing all of that. All right, that should be good there. So now I just need to take these guys out of here. I don't want to have to take off too much stuff. At least I'm trying not to have to. All right, that's one side off. Now let's get this other side off. All right, so we got these two bolts out. They're ready to come on up out of there. So now I take these two bottom ones off, and then we'll be good to go. And I just keep misplacing tools. So hopefully my little plan is gonna work here. And it does not give me a whole lot of trouble is what I'm hoping. All right, so now, pull my two bolts out right here. At that point, this guy should just fall right on out like it did. And now, let's get our torque solutions one put on in here. So let's get that to fit in through there. It's gonna be a tight squeeze going in here, I see. There we go. Got them to start in there. Now all I gotta do is get these bolts to line up where I need them. Well, I do have, my trusty mallet here for a little persuasion. So let's get the bolts started in here a little bit. Make sure you guys are able to see this. Let me move this camera angle a little bit. All right, so I can get you guys to see everything I'm seeing here. So let's try and get one of these bolt holes to line up real quick. There we go. We got one in. Start the bolt on here. So now it's the driver's side that has the thicker section on there. All right, got that one in. Get our bolt started here. And now, all I gotta do is just tighten everything up. All right, so let's remember these two outside bolts are supposed to be torqued to 81 foot-pounds, which is a bit excessive. These two in the middle are 37 foot-pounds, and the ones in the back here are supposed to be torqued down to 52 foot-pounds. But I'm gonna use the MoJo Ninja torque wrench on that. So let's get these things cinched down. All right, wrapping up, tighten up these. This is all right, that's in there. Now let's see if I can get this torque wrench in here. All right, 37 foot-pounds. Let's get these at the bottom right here. All right, that's that one. Now let's go all the way up to 52. So let's see if I can get these. I didn't think I was gonna be able to get those. And let's get this one up to, what did it say? What did I say? 82 foot-pounds. There we go. Woo. All right. Oh my goodness, that is it, buddy. And there we go, folks. We got them in. Just a little persuasion, and we all in there. So now the only thing that's left is to see how this thing feels, if it feels any different for me. So we'll get a little test ride in. All right, y'all. Hold on, let me close all of this up. so we can talk. Turn the AC on. Okay, so what I say is that little slight shake that I felt in the rear is gone. Now mind you, that was a stock one that I had on there. I didn't have the upgraded stock one in there. This one now I feel like that shake is gone, but I'm almost wanting to say there's a little bit more. There's some, dang. I will say it definitely feels like the back end is way tighter, and it does take off a whole lot better. Dang, I'm gonna have to drive on this for a little while so I can give you guys an accurate description of what I'm feeling, because this is just my first initial thoughts driving the car, seeing what it feels like. And it's just, there still is a shake, but it doesn't feel like it's coming from the rear. It's because now that stuff is all solid back there. Now there's no give. It makes the back end of the car feel much tighter. And dude, it's there's definitely some extra shake in here, dude. Yeah, man, I'm feeling some extra shake in here. I can't really describe what I'm feeling just yet. I just know that the back end definitely feels tighter. When I actually hit the gas and I accelerate, it feels like the back half of the car digs in a whole lot more than the front. Now, that's probably going to change whenever I do get the DCD controller. But for right now, the back end of the car definitely feels much tighter than it's ever felt before. Even with the upgraded one, it didn't feel this tight in the back. Yeah, that little shake in the back, it's gone. It's completely gone. The rear end feels way more planted. I'm liking this feeling. I can definitely feel a difference. Man, there's a night and day difference between having a stock rear diff carrier and having this Torque Solutions carrier. Way different. So it feels way more planted. Now, NVH, maybe a little bit. Nothing's given, so I'm feeling it. I am feeling a little bit more NVH. It's not nothing that's audible that you can hear. It's just, you can feel it. You can feel that extra vibration, but it definitely pulls a lot harder. It's like it pushes you, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I'm gonna give you guys a more detailed description of what I'm feeling after I drive on it for a little while, so I can kind of manage my thoughts. But let's go back to the MoJo Ninja headquarters, and let's wrap this video up, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. All right, y'all, so we back. Dang, I parked crazy. I'm gonna have to fix that. Anyway, install, very easy. That little trick of, loosening up those two bolts in the back, allowing the differential to come up forward, like towards the front of the car more, made it easier to drop the old carrier out and put the new carrier in. So it needed a little bit of persuasion with the old with the mallet, but other than that, easy install, not bad at all. You could do that, no problem. Is there a definite difference between the stock and this? For STI, yes, it is a huge difference. The back of the car really digs in, and it's I can't say anything other than it's way more planted in the back now. Planted back there. When I get on it, there's no flex in the carrier, so the diff can't move at all. So all of that power is going to the wheels. I can definitely feel a difference. It's like it gained more power. It really is just improve the feel of the acceleration and allowing the wheels to apply more traction to the ground. So good install. I'll link the part in the description if you guys are interested in getting it. It's thumbs up in my book. I can definitely feel a difference between that and the stock, and how my car felt before with the upgraded bushings in the stock carrier. It feels way tighter than that. It's way better than that too. So it's a plus all the way around. So I'm glad I got it. So again, appreciate all you guys. If you made it this far in the video, make sure that you do like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification, hit all, so you get notified whenever I put out a video. And until next video, fam, peace.